The most dangerous person in any organization isn't the lazy one. It's the talented one who doesn't think they need anyone. Yep, marinate on that. And I'm not just talking to entrepreneurs. I'm talking to the employee who doesn't think they need their manager, the spouse who thinks they don't need their partner, the leader who thinks the team needs them more than they need the team, the talented person who doesn't think they need anyone yet shows up everywhere, and everywhere they show up, they hit the same ceiling. I know, because I was that person. And it took a man flying to Chicago on a Saturday night, staying until 11:30 p.m., asking questions that embarrassed me into excellence, to show me what I couldn't see. Drop a line in the comment section below if you've been telling yourself a story about your success that leaves out the people who shaped it. Because what you're about to hear changed everything for me. How? Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Who are we? Hey, 7-figure squad. What we go? Run it up, run it up.
What's cracking, everybody? Money Smart Guy Matt Sapala here, hailing to you from Dallas, Texas, and welcome to the 7-Figure Squad YouTube channel. This channel is for people who want control over their money, their decisions, their future, faith-based, real-word proven. If that's you, welcome home. Now, this is episode 8 of God's Economic Code. 8 laws, 1 system, order, capacity, freedom, structure, multiplication, ownership, discipline, and today, episode 8, the law that makes all 7 work together, counsel. And before I tell you anything else, let me show you what scripture says. Because this isn't a business strategy. This isn't motivational advice. This isn't my opinion. It says it right here in Proverbs, written by the wisest and richest king who ever lived, King Solomon. It says in Proverbs chapter 11, verse 14, it says, where there is no counsel, the people fail. But in a multitude of advisors, there is safety. Not might fall, not could fall, fall. See, that's a law. And it operated in my business for years, before I even knew the scripture. Let me take you back to the beginning. Before the systems, before the milestones, before any of what you see today, my business was in disarray. No systems, just talent. I was recruiting talent, hoping that they would see what I saw and execute it themselves. You see, that was my mistakes. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 20 says, listen to counsel and accept discipline, that you may be wise in your future. See, counsel doesn't just fix what you're doing, it shapes who you are becoming. And here's what I had to learn. I can always teach skill, that's easy. I can never manufacture, however, character. In this business, in our business, in the life insurance business, you don't need talent to start winning. You need character. Talent without character is just a liability waiting to happen. So drop in the comments below the word character if you've ever confused someone's talent for their trustworthiness. Proverbs 15 verse 22 says, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. My plans were failing, not because of the market, not because of the products, because there was no standardized counsel holding the system together. Let me tell you about a night that I finally understood that. When we first came on board the PHP agency, Patrick and David flew out to Chicago 4 months after we came on board, and I came to help support his new book, The Next Perfect Storm. We did a book tour stop in Chicago. I hosted it, and without saying a word, he looked around the room, and I could tell he expected more. More guests, more associates, more evidence that had maximized that opportunity. Now, he didn't say anything. He didn't have to. I felt it. Well, the team, we all went out to eat, and then he asked, hey, are you guys going to be still hanging out? Can I see you guys at the office? Sure. So we went back to the office. Mind you, Saturday night. By the time it was over, 11:30 p.m. at night. During that time frame, he sat across from my team, my agency builders. He started asking questions, not to test us, but to expose us. Questions like, how do you overcome objections? How do you make phone calls? How do your people qualify for Fast Start School? How do you onboard a new associate? How do you get clients to onboard into new client meetings? And one by one, every single person on that team give a different answer. They had different answers for the same business, my business, the same system, the same process, and I was absolutely embarrassed. Not because we didn't know the answers, because everyone had their own version of what the right answer should be. In other words, no standard, I had no system, I had no duplicatable process. I just had a bunch of talented people doing it their own way. I remember Patrick looking up, he goes, you know how Patrick thinks, he's looking to the left and to the right, to the right. Next thing he says, 2 words, Sapala, uncharted territory. What? He didn't tell me that to critique me. He wasn't doing that to reprimand or discipline me, especially in front of my guys. But yet he was telling me a prophecy. In other words, Sapala, your business is about to go where it has never been. And folks, it did. So drop in the comments below, system, if your business runs on people instead of processes and systems right now. Now, after that Saturday night, everything changed. We built the standard. We documented the process. We followed the playbook. We built a system that anyone could learn regardless of talent. And after a while, we started executing. And Patrick named us the first two team. Why? Because we were the first to hit milestones nobody in the company had ever hit before. A decade later, we're still hitting first two milestones that nobody in the company has done before. We became leaders of the Money Smart movement across the country. Now, we didn't build with employees, not people who have to be there. We did with basically 1099 independent contract, basically volunteers. People who chose this, people every single day show up to the office. They want to be part of our organization to sell insurance, sell financial service through our platform. And here's the doctrine behind that word. We lead a volunteer sales force because, again, nobody has to be there. Everyone chooses to show up. That means you cannot manage people. You have to lead them. You see, management is positional. Leadership is personal. Management says, do this because I said so. Leadership says, do this because you believe in where we're going. So drop in the comments below the word lead if you're ready to lead people instead of manage them. In Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17, it says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Some of our teams were too kumbaya, too comfortable, afraid to call each other out. And Patrick sensed it, called it out directly. Because real counsel isn't comfortable. Real accountability isn't always warm. Patrick once told me that the smartest people I know ask one question more than the other. What do you think? Not because they're insecure, because they don't want blind spots. I have one angle, and you as counsel to me, give me four. The people who love you most are the ones willing to say, that's not good enough, you can do better. I'm not going to pretend otherwise just to make you feel good. Again, that's not harsh. That's iron sharpening iron. Drop in the comments below iron if you need someone in your life willing to tell you the truth. Now, let me show you what real counsel looks like in action. This past week, this gentleman calls me up on a Sunday afternoon, Art Lamelli from Palm Desert, California, a leader in our industry, leader with inside our agency. Art built something real, a national team. He said, Matt, can you talk to the Conquistadors team on our behalf? Because people choose to be there. It's our full-timers meeting on Monday morning. And here's what separates the leaders who scale from the ones who plateau. At some point in every organization, people develop what we call parent deafness. They heard their own leaders say the right thing so many doggone times that even when it's right, it stops landing. See, a lone wolf would double down. They'd say it louder. They get frustrated then when nobody's listening. And Art did something different. He brought in outside counsel, not because he was weak, but because he was wise. So he invites me to speak to his national team on Zoom, to the Conquistadors organization. Now watch what happened.
Let's give it up to Senior Board Counsel. I'm just gonna call it next $10 million earner, okay? The leader, the founder of Money Smart Movement. We have none other than Matt Money Smart Sapala. Let's go. Coach, thank you again for taking time, giving us more time. We appreciate every second, every minute that you give us. So, Conquistadors.
Did you hear that? Thank you, coach. Not thank you for the information, not thank you for the tips. Thank you, coach. Now that's what counsel feels like when it lands on a team that's ready to receive it. And a team going crazy in the background, see, that's not hype. That's not performance. That's what happens when a leader is humble enough to say, I don't need to be the only voice in this room. You see, Art didn't lose credibility by bringing me in. He gained it because his team saw something that most teams never see. A leader who never stops seeking counsel. See, that's iron sharpening iron in real time on a Monday morning National Full-Timers Zoom call. See, that's the standard. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 1 says, Whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. He breaks out against all sound wisdom. Isolation isn't neutral. It's an active choice against wisdom. And here's what it looks like in real life. Over the last decade, maybe we've lost maybe a dozen leaders. In a sales organization, that's almost nothing. But every 18 months or so, as we build new leaders, some of the seasoned ones get jaded and some of these guys quit, sadly. The work of recruiting, of developing people starts to feel beneath them. They lose patience with people. They say it's not for them and then they leave. And here's what happens next. Almost every single time, like clockwork, within months, they're on social media posting that they're recruiting and building a new team. Hello? That's the very thing they said wasn't for them. It's exactly what they're doing at a new company with none of the relationships, none of the momentum, starting from scratch. And here's what nobody who quits ever calculates: the actual cost of leaving and starting again from the beginning. Not just the income they walk away from, but the real relationships reset, the residual pipeline abandoned, the compound effect of years gone, the time to rebuild always longer than they think. And the mastermind they'll pay $10,000 for to attend, to learn from some guru, to learn what they already knew here for free. Patrick said it best: Lone Rangers rarely win championships, rarely build a business that keeps growing. Rarely do Lone Rangers keep people because they don't ask for help. And here's the irony: asking for help is actually a form of retention. People stay where they feel needed. They leave where they feel invisible. Now, I've never met someone who quit and came back and said, "Man, I'm glad I left. That was the right call." Not once my whole 10, 11 years of me building a national agency. Drop cost in the comment section below if you've ever left something before you understood what walking away would actually take away from you. Drop in the comments below. Proverbs 20 verse 18 says, "Plans are established by seeking advice. So if you wage war, obtain guidance." Every major decision I faced, I processed that with Patrick Bet-David. Not after I decided, before. Here's exactly how it worked. Patrick, I'm thinking about doing X. I researched it 3 different ways: the good, the bad, the ugly. Here are my 3 different options. I think I should do it. I think I shouldn't do it. But what am I missing? That one question, what am I missing, has saved me sanity, has saved me time, has saved me money. And the ones who win in our organization learn to process decisions that way. The ones who leave never do. They decide first, then they look for people to agree with them. See, that's not counsel. That's confirmation bias with a phone call attached. So let me give you 3 pillars of counsel every builder needs. Most have none, some have 1, and the ones who scale have all 3. Pillar number 1, a coach above you. Someone who has done what you're trying and attempting to do. Not studied it, done it. And the most expensive advice is free advice from someone who hasn't paid the price. Pillar number 2, peers beside you. People at your level or above building simultaneously. As I said earlier, iron sharpens iron, not iron sharpens cotton. Your peer group sets your standard, and your standard sets your ceiling. Pillar number 3, an accountability structure. Weekly, specific, measurable, not monthly inspiration, not quarterly encouragement, weekly. So drop pillar in the comment section below and tell me which ones you're missing. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Drop in the comments below. One question before I let you go. Who is your Patrick Bet-David? Who's your PBD? Not a podcast, not a book, not someone you just follow online and call your mentor, call your counselor. A real human being who knows your vision, who knows your blind spots, and tells you the truth when you need to hear it the most. If you can't name that person, boom, that's your assignment. Before the next investment, before the next hire, before the next major decision, find that person, show up. And when you face a major decision, don't just decide first and look for an agreement. Ask, what am I missing? The most important decision you'll make in your business isn't what you build. It's who you let speak into you and how you build it. Drop counts in the comments below if you're ready to stop building alone. Because the lone wolf, the lone ranger, always hits a ceiling it cannot break through alone. And that ceiling has a name. It's called isolation. If you're watching this feeling trapped in a career with no ceiling, in a business that stopped growing, in a situation where you know deep down inside that you're built for more, hey, drop movement in the comment section below. The link is in the description. Again, no pressure, just information. But remember, the lone wolf always pays full price for what a pack would have figured out together. Let's go. If this series is building something in you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop your biggest takeaway in the comment section below. I read every and respond to every single one. In episode number 9, we're going to talk about time. Because here's what most people don't understand about every financial decision they've ever made. It's still compounding right now in one direction or another. The decision is, which direction is yours? You don't want to miss it. Appreciate you tuning in from Dallas, Texas. I'm your Money Smart Guy. And until we meet again, continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and be money smart today.